Disc video as well as audio compact discs, and they are an innovator in many ways in the electronics field. They got something very unique to show us here at the CES show today. What you're looking at is something that we've been waiting for a long time. A combination player that plays both your laser video disc as well as your small CD compact audio disc. Again, this is made from Pioneer. A very huge machine physically. Has all your little features down there telling you what's going on. As I said, this plays both a video laser disc that you can rent in your local video store, as well as your small 4-inch compact disc that is becoming the new wave of audio sound. What you're looking at now is part of the guts of this combination laser vision CD player. Looks pretty complex, and I'm sure it is, because each of these different discs takes a different size hub, in other words, a center hole. So they had to make a mechanism that can actually flip up the proper hub at the proper time to hold the proper disc.
All right, hi, I'm Art Volo here with Ray Glasser at the Consumer Electronics Show 1985 in January. A lot of new exciting things here at the CES, the winter show. Good thing we're not in Chicago.
That's right.
I picked up WLS in Chicago here last night in Las Vegas. Temperature back home? 5 degrees.
5 degrees.
So we're here in Las Vegas, and it's terrific. We're at the NEC booth, and tell us some of the new exciting things. We're with John. Now, how do you say that? I don't want to butcher that name.
Lostrosio.
Lostrosio. Is it Italian?
Yes, it is.
I should know.
Half Italian and half Italian.
All right. Well, yeah, I hear you. Listen, what's new from NEC in a nutshell?
Well, what we're doing here is we're introducing 12 new products, a couple of new projection televisions, a 37-inch rear projection, a 46-inch rear projection. We are now the only major manufacturer currently manufacturing and marketing beta and VHS under our own name, and we have
instead of Sears or somebody else.
That's right, and we are manufacturing both.
You are?
Yes, we have two separate factories, a beta and a VHS factory. We have introduced a new beta hi-fi machine as well as another beta hi-fi machine, the model N65, which includes the new super beta technology.
Okay, now we were looking at Super Beta earlier at the Sony display, and we saw what they had to say about it. What is your opinion of Super Beta, and what do you think it's going to do to the marketplace, especially for the format, which, let's face it, has had some tough times?
Well, I think what we have to look at here is we still have to address the knowledge of the salesman on the retail floor. I still believe he still makes the buying decision, and I still think it's up to him to tell the consumer what's available and give the consumer the choice. As far as I'm concerned, Super Beta is a fantastic product. We're getting now resolution in excess of 300 lines, which when you look at previous technologies, you were lucky to get 240, 250 lines of resolution. So you are looking at a significantly better picture, and Super Beta tapes are also compatible with non-Super Beta machines.
That's what we had first heard that they were not, and then we heard the good news was that they are.
Yes,
so
they
this
are.
is very exciting for those of us, especially who are proponents of the beta format.
Right.
And NEC has done a lot for that. All right, we're at one of the newer units. Want to fill us in?
Yeah, this is our new Beta Hi-Fi VCR. This is the model VCN70EU. This is an improved version of our VC739, which recently won Video Magazine's award for the best Beta Hi-Fi of the year. So what we've done is we improved it a little bit. Inside the machine, we've taken and moved the video preamp circuit right into the head drum. So we eliminate any line loss that may occur, which previously we looked at a connecting cable of almost 1 foot. So we've now eliminated that. So picture quality is improved over the previous model, and it is stereo capable, meaning it can accept our SA84 stereo television adapter to decode the stereo and separate audio program broadcasts.
So with this unit, you could record a stereo program when transmitted, when stereo television becomes in vogue, and you could record it right off the air on this unit?
That's correct. And as a matter of fact, in a couple of days, we do have a station in Las Vegas that will be stereo TV broadcasting. So that's kind of exciting.
Too bad they couldn't have been doing it for the show.
Yeah, I think they're about 2 days off. I saw it on television in my room a couple of days ago. Briefly, this is a 4-head video recorder, so your special effects are very clear in any speed, Beta 2 or Beta 3.
Okay, because I can't stand it when they make it only in Beta 3. It forces people to use what we consider to be the weaker of the speed, lesser quality speed.
We do have slow motion, and we do have a very good field effect stop action, which is very clear, and we also have 2 times normal play. And the neat feature about that is if the tape that you had is recorded in beta hi-fi, the audio portion of that in 2x play will be discernible. It won't be a Mickey Mouse type. It will be at proper pitch.
Let me ask you this. If you took a Beta 1 tape and played it in your machine, would it play?
No, it would not. It is not Beta 1 compatible. Okay? We don't feel that's really a viable product anymore.
About the tracking meter.
Okay. Well, we have it.
What about, yeah, what is...
We have some unique user benefits of the machine, one of them being an optimum tracking meter. By switching here, you see we have a level control. And what I'll do here is I'll screw up the tracking for you. And if you look, you can see how the level is going down. And if you were to look up at the picture, you see we're losing our tracking here. By adjusting this for optimum performance, you get a visual level of when you're getting your best or optimum tracking.
So this thing is set correctly when this is lit up all the way across, and we have a couple of red LEDs on the end.
That's right. The most light you can get on, that assures you that you're getting your best quality tracking. And it also works in slow motion, too.
So in other words, instead of just sitting there playing with it and guessing whether it's right, the meter tells you exactly.
That's correct. That's correct. So that's one feature we're quite excited about. As far as other features on the machine, it is a full deluxe machine. 8-event timer over 21 days, a cable-capable tuner of up to 134 stations, including hyperband, superband, and midband frequencies, and the ability to accept HRC cable, which is what's known as harmonically related carrier, which can give some people problems if you don't have the ability to receive this cable frequency.
Well, that is fascinating. It sounds like NEC is keeping right up with the technology of all the others. And John, I want to thank you.
Thank you.
Love back to Chicago, and thanks from the Consumer Electronics Show.
Thank you.
All right, here we are at the NEC booth, still with, of course, the big new exciting news at the Winter CES Super Beta. Now, we saw that over at the Sony booth, and we're still here with John. And John, give us a little skinny on what this is a very exciting product, and I know you're enthusiastic about it. Fill us in. The microphone is yours.
Thank you. Thank you. What we're looking at here is a new technology where what we've done quite basically is we've taken the luminance frequencies, which is your basic video frequencies, and we've extended them. We moved them up 800 kilohertz. What this allows you to do is the higher video frequency response you have, the better overall resolution you're going to have. So what we've done is we've taken resolution previously in the area of 240 to 250 lines, and we've increased it to well over 300 lines of resolution, which is about a 20-25% increase in picture quality. So we feel this is a significant advancement. We've taken ½ inch and really moved it up into the 3/4 inch format in terms of picture quality. This particular machine here also has beta hi-fi audio. So again, you're getting the best of both worlds, the best in video and the best in audio in terms of consumer home electronics products. We will also come out with a more advanced version later in the year, which will be a 4-head super deluxe machine. Both machines will also be stereo capable, in other words, receiving the stereo broadcasts. I really think that Super Beta is really going to give another shot in the arm to Beta. Again, we talked about it earlier. It's still up to the salesman on the floor to educate the customer and let him know that this is available.
So true.
Because, quite frankly, if he's not being a professional salesman and he's not doing the customer a service.
Don't you find very quickly? Don't you find that is sometimes a big weakness in the sales of video stuff? You walk into the store, you're at the mercy of how much that guy knows. Sometimes you might know more by reading the video periodicals and magazines than the guy in the store.
Well, yes, I feel that's very true because I think that too many times the salesman's opinions will dictate the sale, and that's not always the right way to go. I think in video products.
Everybody smile, you're a star.
I'm not smiling.
You're not smiling, okay.
I'm going to change shoulders. actually use a 750 here for my own stuff. Let's go to the next year.
From Cleveland, Ohio, of course, and this is Mr. Vincent Garfalo from Matrix Software.
Yeah.
How do you do?
Okay.
And of course, we're standing in front of the new Atari 130XE personal computer. And of course, I have not read any of the literature on this thing yet, so I really don't have a whole lot of information about this.
Okay, I'll fill you in.
Okay.
The 130XE is a 128K 6502 processor.
It's 128K
6502
processor.
Just like the Atari 800XL.
Just like the 800XL.
It has twice the memory.
It has twice the memory. Okay.
And the 65XE, which is the one sitting right next to it. Okay. It's about exactly the same.
Okay, the 65XE, which is basically it's exactly the same, but it has less 64K built in.
Equivalent to the Atari 800XL. Okay, programs, if it ran on the 800XL, it's going to run on the 65XE or on the 130XE for that matter.
Okay, so anything that ran on the 800XL or the 0800 basically will run on the 65XE and the 130XE. Okay, can you give me the retail price of the 65XE? You don't know that. Okay, you're wrong person to talk to. I'll get that from somebody else. Okay. This has 128K.
That's right. Bank switch. Yeah.
Bank switch built-in memory.
Right.
Okay. Can you give me some of the other features of this new computer?
Basically, it's just that, the Atari 800XL, but it will work, for instance, with the 80-column monitor that we've got out there.
It'll work with the 80-column monitor. Okay.
We've got some Atari peripherals out there, like the new modem for about $100, 300 baud, auto answer, auto dial.
Okay.
And of course, Infinity runs on the 65XE and the 130XE and the old Atari 800 and 800XL and the new 130ST. So you've got a whole new sort of application software standard that can run on all the Atari computers, and it's going to be distributed by Atari, and it's going to be available all the Atari soft distributors. And it's going to be $50 for word processing, spreadsheet, database management, telecommunications, graphics, spelling checker, windowing. You can do 4 windows on the 8-bit machines.
All right, you're talking about each individual one of those bits of software would be $50 each?
No, the entire package.
The entire package will be
$50. Everything I've just talked about, and we'll tell you, it'll be $50, the entire package, right?
Okay.
And keep in mind, all this is going to be available April 1st. Okay. When the new machines are out on the shelf, we're going to be there, sitting right next to them. Okay. There's 4 windows. That means, like for instance, here you've got 3 windows right here.
Oh, there's 3 windows. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, but it can do 4 altogether.
Now, is this a standard monitor, home TV, or is this?
Yeah, this is standard monitor.
Okay. Now the 130XE will work on an 80-column monitor.
And so will the 65XE.
And so will the 65.
And also that particular model will also work with the old 800 and 800XLs as well.
Okay, what is required to be able to operate on that monitor to get 80 characters?
You're going to need software like Infinity, which is made for it.
Okay.
Right. Similarly, to use the 128K, you're also going to need something like Infinity, which is made to utilize the extra power of the new machines.
I see. Okay.
Okay, now, with something like Infinity, you can do Mac style graphics. Okay, now you can do things like on the screen, boldface, italics, subscript, superscript, user-definable fonts of different sizes and different styles. The spreadsheet is Lotus 123 compatible. It even does keyboard macros. The database is relational, and it has a report generator as well. The telecommunications package supports all of the new Atari peripherals. They can do about 20 to 25 different kinds of terminal emulation, like a
Don't walk so far away. You're talking to me.
Okay, a DEC BT100, some of the IBM stuff, some of the Prime stuff, and also it supports up to 19,200 baud. Okay, so it's a really, really powerful package. Of course, it has the usual upload and download, everything that you find in a real top-notch telecommunications package. The graphics can do everything from an XY chart, bar chart, to a stock high and low chart. Spelling checker, also included with the program, the basic $50 price. It's a 35,000 word spelling dictionary. It can be upgradable to 50,000 words. And as I said, it can do 4 windows at one time, and also it can do more than one task at one time. For instance, on the 65XE, okay, which is the 64K computer, it can do 4 windows. Say you can have in one window, you can have the word processor, and one the spreadsheet, one the database manager, and one the telecommunications. And say you're working in the spreadsheet window, at the same time as you're working in it, in the word processing window, you can be checking the spelling in a file at the same exact time. On the 130XE model, that's this one right here that we're looking at, you can do 2 things at the same time as the main task.
With 4 windows up, instead
of 4
of
windows,
you can do 2 things at the same time while a third one is doing something else.
Right.
Oh, incredible!
Like for instance, you could check the spelling in one window. You could do a big recalc and a big iCalc worksheet in another window, and be in the communications package talking to Dow Jones, or CompuServe or something like that.
Okay.
And
I have a question.
Okay.
Let me just what about interfaces for printers? Are we still going to be required to use something like an 850?
No.
Will that be built into the new machines?
Yeah.
An interface,
so.
you believe?
I believe so.
Okay.
Again, you can confirm that with the Atari people, but...
Or perhaps it's right in the literature yet, which I haven't had a chance to read yet.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. Okay.
Also, with Infinity supports the entire line of Atari peripherals, and that includes all the printers, and also third-party peripherals like Epson, Yuki, Oki Data, IDS Prism, etc. And also, there's printer driver utility that you can use to set up, if you have a printer that's not supported by one of the drivers we include.
Is all this going to be produced by Matrix Software?
It will be produced, it will be actually manufactured for Atari computers by Atari Corporation and marketed by them through their entire worldwide Atari dealership.
I see.
Okay. We developed all the software, and basically they're doing it under a license from us. Of course, we're going to do all the customer service ourselves. You deal directly with us.
Okay.
And, we can help you set up printers, etc.
All right. Now we know that a lot of the software that, like you said, that exists for the 800 or the XE will operate on the 130XE or the 65XE.
Right.
What about the reverse? Will some of that work on the existing
most of it won't.
system?
Infinity will, the 65XE, that software will work on like the 800XL, okay, in that way. But the 130XE, no, it won't go backwards. Okay. But Infinity...
no, because it's just so much more...
Right.
The program uses so much more memory that there's no way they could be used.
However, just so that, the old Atari 800 and 800XL users aren't left out in the cold, Infinity is also available for those computers as well. And for the 800XL, you can do every single thing that you can do with the 65XE version. Okay.
Now again, Infinity is that program, or this
that we're seeing right here on the screen.
That we're seeing right on the screen that will do a variety of different functions.
Yeah.
Like you said, it has the spreadsheet.
The spreadsheet, the word processor, the database, the telecommunications, the graphics, the spelling checker, all of the windowing. All of that is in that package.
And that's for $50.
$50.
Incredible. That's incredible advancement.
It's just part of the excitement that's here in this booth.
Fabulous.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. You guys probably weren't here on Saturday, okay?
No,
but,
we were not.
All right. What happened was the booth opened at noon, and there were literally 20 deep. Okay, 20 deep in all directions, including this direction right here, through that door into the other booth. Okay, people waiting to get in. If you guys stick around on those monitors over there, what they're going to do is they're going to put Infinity up on all the monitors. They're going to put Atari Writer up on all the monitors. It's going to be mobbed, and then we're going to be mobbed because they're going to come and ask us more questions.
Tell us, how soon they'll be doing that?
They usually do it on the hour. Actually, they're a little late right now, but they will probably start revving up real soon. The guys are probably going to get together, and it's a really gorgeous display. I mean, you can get to see the italics and all that stuff up on the big screen. What they do is they walk you through a sample application. They say, look, how can you use this fabulous piece of software on these new pieces of hardware?
Sure.
And say, they just go through the whole thing. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Yuppie Chow ads that Apple does. They did it in Newsweek, and they show how you can do baby food, stuff like that. Baby food jars and things like that.
Okay.
Yeah, we do the exact same thing for about 1/10 the cost, 1/10, and we do it better because they don't have the spreadsheet, they don't have the database, they don't have the telecommunications, and they don't have the spelling checker. And we do it better. And they can't do the multiple windows. Okay?
Sure.
So I think the products that are here, the Atari products are fabulous. You're going to see the 130 ST, they're really beautiful. And with Infinity running on all of them, you know, so you can move from one machine to the other and still keep the same sort of applications program.
In regards to the ST system, I know that that's different from the XE.
It is.
That uses a different microprocessor.
But still, there's a version of Infinity available just for it. Which
okay.
Which will work on that, and you know how to use it.
So in
here?
other words, though, if you had an Affinity system for the XE system, you'd have to buy a separate one if you bought for the ST.
But as long as you knew how to use it, you can use it on that one. And the capabilities of that machine, for instance, Infinity allows you to do 80 by 50 lines, 80 columns by 50 lines on that screen. Do 6 windows instead of 4. You're not satisfied with just doing 3 things at once, you can do 6 at once. Okay?
Much more advanced than I'm capable of. That's fabulous.
So, and the price on that one's gonna be a little higher, $89.95.
Oh, for the software.
Yeah.
Right. And I found out the other day that the what's the number of that other system computer?
The 130 ST.
The 130 ST is going to list for about $600, or retail rather.
About $399 is what I've heard.
Oh, you've heard $399. Well, that means that even these are going to be much less.
I've heard in the $150 range for this one, about $100 for the 65XC staying next to me. I've heard Jack Tramiel speak, and I've spoken to him several times, and that's the kind of price range he's shooting for. I mean, what he's trying to do is and what we're trying to do too with a $50 price range is, you know, we're trying to put this software into the hands of users, you know, and we still make a profit, but we make a reasonable profit, okay? We're in business and we're going to be here for a long time, so we support you guys when you buy our software, and we can employ our people to come out with new, nice, interesting things, and so can Atari. But now you guys can afford our stuff, okay? You don't have to spend $800 or, you know, on some cheap computer. You can get a great computer for $400, you know, a really good computer for $200. You don't have to spend $500 or $6 or $7 for Symphony. $50 gets you something better than Symphony. Okay?
Do you have any knowledge yourself of add-on capability?
Well, they have a whole line of peripherals all over there. They've got like I think 3 or 4 different kinds of printers. They've got this great music synthesizer in the 130 ST demo room. The stuff they have built into the 130 ST. They've got a music port, a MIDI standard interface, which means you can hook it up to like the Casio pianos, the synthesizers. They've got a hard disk controller built in. They've got the floppy disk controller built in. They've got all the graphic stuff built in. They've got RS-232 built in. They got the printer built in. It's all about $399 sort of range, all right? They've got a mouse, okay? They got a joystick port. They've got the whole operating system in ROM built in. Okay, 192,000 bytes of ROM plus 128,000 bytes of RAM, okay? They have their processors running twice the speed of the Mac is, twice. 8 megahertz versus 4 megahertz. The ROM in that machine is 192K versus 64K in the Mac, okay? It's just, and when you consider the price of that machine is about what? About a quarter of the Mac? You know, whatever. It's like, it's incredible. Okay, and the fact that you can get software like this, about $50. You try to get multiplan for the Mac, 150, and it's actually stripped down multiplan. You know, if you've used it on the PC, you're going to find you're missing a lot of functions. And iCal can easily outdistance multiplan, but we give you everything else at $50 for a third the price.
Remark.
And this man right here, Sig Hartman from Atari.
You know, he says $50. We don't know yet what that number is, but it's definitely going to be below 100, and most likely, if we can, for this machine, probably around the $50 price.
I see.
You know, I know Jack said that.
Yeah. This is Mr. Sid Hartman from the Atari Corporation.
I think what he has is really unique. I don't know how they ever created it, and in my view, his company is going to be another what is it? Lotus? Lotus, right? Another Lotus.
It's a small company,
another Lotus company, except a new generation, and he's creating a new generation of software for us, really. And we're going to be partners for many, many years to come. Long time, right?
Right.
That's right.
Now, not only that, would you believe we signed a contract at midnight? At midnight, we signed a contract. No, we look at him. Isn't he happy?
Right.
He's happy. He's smiling. And let me tell you, that's nice when you have partners like this. And I'm very turned on. I think everybody who saw the product, super impressed. But more important, it's the availability. we will have this product
Oh,
available.
I am so impressed. As an 800 owner, I'm ready to
Yeah,
trade up,
it's very,
advance
very
up
good.
to,
Now,
to the,
who are you with?
I'm representing a users group in Cleveland, Ohio.
Oh, let me tell you. You know how I like users group?
How,
Did
tell
anyone
tell
you?
our user group how you like
let,
users
Let me
group.
just tell you. I hope I will get an opportunity to get together with all the users group in the USA. I have much of an interest because the feedback is really critical for us if we want to succeed. And the users group typically knows what's happening, the strength, the weaknesses of our hardware, software, and it's very critical that we do get that feedback, and I plan to get together with you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay.
It's been a pleasure.
Boy,
Thank
you're
you.
doing great.
Yeah, he's doing fabulous. Well-
And also, that goes double for Matrix. We love users group. I mean, basically what we're trying to do is getting some people lined up to do some beta testing for us. We'd like to send some demo discs out to you guys.
Oh, be fabulous.
Some literature.
Yeah, sure.
And you know, if we travel around the country a lot and we have access to the new machines, maybe we can come down and show you something. We show some Infinity running on a new machine. Come down and talk to you guys. We'd love
Cleveland
it.
would, from
We'd
Cleveland,
love to come
we would
down.
love to
We'd
have
love to come
some.
down.
Sure. Well, I think that's about all we have for today. Unless we also get the demonstration in on the screens here,
Yeah.
which I'm really anxious to see.
Yeah, that would be nice.
So we'll cut it now from the Atari booth at the Consumer Electronics Show.